Hello, it is TV Hub Official 1 back again with another video. I'm back, guys. So yeah, we're doing another video today. And as I was talking about the network about, I think last week or this week, on the weekend, as I just received it, I ended up watching all of WWE Tough Enough Season 1, which is the only season of Tough Enough available. And yeah, I hope that they add the other seasons, the other 4 seasons out of 5. And yeah, all this news about Tough Enough returning this year has really got me on to watching this. And yeah, I was hooked from the start of it, and it was a pretty good watch. And I have 14 or 13 episodes, and I watched them all, and I finished them like yesterday. Yeah, so let's talk about the episodes and get into this show, WWE Tough Enough. So it was aired on MTV. It is a sort of reality type show, but it also comes into form of competition. The competition is for, well, it's for the Tough Enough trophy. 2 people win it, 1 male, 1 female, and there's 5 females picked and 7 males that will go into this house where they will train, and well, we'll just see how it unfolds from there. That's sort of the basic premise of the show. It's what I sort of thought about the show. I knew about the show really going into it. Yeah, I was pretty excited to watch it, and it didn't let down really from the start. It was just really good. Okay, so it was on MTV, so it was sort of aimed at this teen crowd, but it was very quick paced, fast paced, reality type, and competition element didn't really come into it as much as it just made it more exciting, and we actually got wrestlers out of it. Yeah, so let's go talk about the show. Okay, alright, so first episode gets us into the show. We end up getting to our finalist of 12, I'm pretty sure, and we get yeah, 12 finalists. That's sort of how they planned it out. There'll be trainers there at the house who would work with them, and it ended up being a very interesting mix of people that they brought in. Okay, so they had this big open day in New York, and it was all chronicled in the first episode, and 3,000 people entered to try and get a spot on this TV show, a competition thing. And only, I guess, 12 made it through all the different sort of rounds of elimination, and finally it was narrowed down. Okay, so the contestants ended up being Bobby Joe Anderson, Chris Nifong, Christopher Nowinski, Daryl Cross, Greg Whittemore, Jason Dayberry, Josh Lomberger. Eventually signed as a real broadcaster under the name Josh Matthews, as most of you know. Maven Huffman, Nadia Gernard, Paulina Thomas, Shadrack McGee, Taylor Metheny, and Victoria Tabor. Someone else who was brought in was actually selected to the final 13, refused to sign the MTV contract, and was replaced by Greg. So that's how it sort of shaped up in the first episode. Yeah, it definitely attracted me in. It was a 45-minute episode for the first one, and it gave us a good look into the lives of these people beforehand and what they were giving up. They weren't really giving up much, really. They decided that this would be cool, we'll go in, we'll do this, and it would be a lot of fun, and we'll enjoy ourselves, and it's a competition. It will just give us like time, and we'll finally fulfill our dream really of becoming a wrestler, because for most of these people it was sort of a thing that they'd seen and they would go, yeah, that was good, that I really think that'd be fun to do, and a nice, like, it would just fulfill my life really, and that's what these people wanted to be wrestlers. So the competition followed these people into this house, and there we sort of get people getting eliminated. The sort of premise of it was that each week someone would get eliminated and a chair would be taken away. I guess it didn't really work like that. Instead of like people picking to go to who they were eliminated, the trainers working together to try to decide, they would have a lot of people quitting. And yeah, we were down to final 5 people at the end. It started off at 13 or 12 people, as I just named them there. Yeah, so why not just going through the names of people who were on the show? We have Bobby Joe. She was sort of wanted to be a Playboy model, and she wasn't taking it too seriously, and she just, I guess, wasn't tough enough as it went along. Chris Nifong, he is, I guess, an alright. I didn't really focus on this guy. He wasn't too much of an interest in the show really for me. Chris Nifong, he was sort of smaller. There was a bigger Chris, but we'll get to it in a second. I think he didn't really do much after the show, but anyway. Chris Nifong went in, I think, thinking that he would do something, and he went in for this really hoping. I think he got yeah. Okay, so I didn't really focus on this guy at all. Christopher Nowinski ended up going on after the show, but I'm pretty sure he had a pretty good career. He was a big guy, and he used to be a football player, and he had the build for wrestling, what he thought he could do, and he definitely found it. He was already trained beforehand, so there's a little bit of background on him, and how he worked in the ring, of course. Yeah, so he definitely had a bit of experience beforehand. Darryl Cross, he's been a sort of funny comic relief, bad wrestler really, and poor attitude. Jason Dayberry, the big muscle of the group, probably the biggest guy there. Josh Lomberger, he was quite small, looked really weird, but in this, he tried to show off his knowledge of wrestling, and he was nice. He was a nice guy, and of course he wanted to win. Really, he had this what's it called? Well, just wanted to win. Really, the drive to win. Maven Huffman, very good wrestler and very good charismatic person. Probably one of my favorite people on the show. Nydia Gernard, again, she's a good charismatic person, and she was pretty entertaining on the show. Paulina Thomas, yeah, she was good. She was like 6'4" or something, so she's gigantic. And yeah, she's alright. Yeah. Chadwick McGee was another guy who definitely had a good drive to get on the show and do this, and I guess he had pretty good potential. Taylor Matheny, yeah, she was tough. Victoria Tabor was someone who sort of wanted to try and get on the show, and she was alright wrestling ability wise. Yeah, so yeah, from there it took off, and we got we got 13 more episodes. Yeah, 13 more episodes after this. It was pretty entertaining, really. That's all I can really say about it. As much as it went on, there was lots of different challenges. Everything was thrown at them, and these people had to train at the same time. Each week there would be sort of new cool thing that was going on, and sort of chronicled in the episodes. They were there for about 9 weeks or 8 weeks, 2 months, and they were trained by Al Snow, Taz. Mainly Al Snow. He was sort of their father-like figure. We got another guy who worked with WWE, some women wrestler, and Jacqueline is another women wrestler they trained with. Taz was the scary guy at the start. He was very tough on them, and actually he worked in the audition process as well, and definitely went tough on everybody. And yeah, he sort of softened over the course, but he definitely is the toughest person there, really. And yeah, you would respect his opinion on wrestling, because he knows what's what in the whole world. These people definitely, I thought they were good judges, and you get to know Al Snow quite a lot, and he's just a really good person, and he's willing to get these people to learn properly. And of course, you would just really expect that from a show like this. The actual proper WWE trainers are there present as well. Yeah, I guess throughout a few of the episodes, most of the episodes, we get people quitting instead of like getting eliminated. A lot of people were not tough enough and just decided to quit for various reasons. Really, throughout the show, I won't spoil any of them, but yeah, sometimes you get pretty emotional, and you feel these people's dreams just crushing, really. Yeah, obviously, if you won this show, you get a WWF contract. So 2 people will get contracts. The rest would go on to, I know, after the show, probably want to do a bit more independent scene and try to make it to the WWE, but it would take them a lot longer, of course, because you're getting a year contract if you win. Otherwise, you're pretty much on your own as far as the wrestling means goes. Of course, like, I picked my favorites, and they're all different characters, different personality types, and they get those reality show interviews all throughout the show, which are very entertaining. And of course, you get to see people talk weirdly about, talk give their opinion on other people in the show. It made complete sense that they would have this cast, very good, and they all bonded chemistry. There was a lot of chemistry in it, and it's sort of what you would expect from a reality show, really. So as the show went on, we got narrowed down to the last 5 people that was in the final, and a woman and a man were picked, and they were, well, I think I already said, but anyway, Maven and Nydia. Yeah, I think they had a good career after this. Quite a short career, like a 4-year career in WWE. They were given contracts, and I guess they made a name for themselves. I know that Maven was a 3-time hardcore champion in my research on this, and yeah, he was a good physique, good guy, and he cut the most badass promos ever. That shows in one of the episodes. So definitely, guys, once you start watching this show, you'll get sucked in, and you'll want to watch others. They're nice short 22-minute episodes, except for the doubles, which is the first episode and the last episode, which are about 45 minutes long. Again, it's got a bit of emotional impact in it. When you see, but it never gets too, so it's very lighthearted and very funny, and most of the time it stays on a sort of lighthearted level, so it's easy to watch, really, and everything's simply put. The interviews make it all that more entertaining, and you do get a little bit of insight into the wrestling world. It wasn't too as focused on wrestling as I thought it would be, but you do see them develop their technique, and it's quite inspiring in that reality that they've taken 9 months to get to that level from knowing really nothing and just wanting to be a wannabe. And yeah, it was just one of the ways that WWE thought back in the Attitude Era that they could make people superstars. They did this again in 2011, and there's a few more seasons after this, which I would be very, very happy to watch. I probably think this show, regards to the other shows on the network, it's highly ranked above them. It's a great premise, and it definitely worked as a show. It was like one little problem that they could have had was that people all quit. That like most of their cast quit after whatever few weeks. But again, a lot of them were strong-willed, and they stayed on. It did feel like a drama was put in there just for the purpose of drama, but it wasn't actually too much about that, really. And these people did get on quite well, so you felt like that it was more of a happy sort of. Yeah, it was just great chemistry. It wasn't like people giving out to each other or something like that. And you'd expect they all were gratified to have this opportunity, and it all felt very natural to them, and it didn't feel like they were being forced to do anything really. Again, they had to train a lot, and we didn't. Yeah, we also got to see others, like sometimes people would come in, like actual WWE superstars that are famous would come in, and they just appear out of nowhere, and people would say, "Oh my God, this!" I was just standing there, and I saw this like Stone Cold come in, and they give them a day of teaching and stuff, and talk to them, and they were some of the best moments of the show. Really, there was a lot of good speeches in the show, and it was quite inspiring, and I felt like very eye-opening into the wrestling world. It presented wrestling as a very dangerous, like say body and mentally stressing and tiring show thing, and most people thought that this was, if you want to be a wrestler, you really have to give up your life to the craft, and it's one of the most draining things ever, and it's even harder mentally than it is physically at points. So of course it did show a lot on the network, and I just really recommend the show for any age group. I hope you enjoyed this review. Comment below what you think of it. If you watch the show, what you give it out of 10? I'll probably give it a 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was superb. I really enjoyed it, just in terms of entertainment values. There really isn't anything they could have done better than this. I felt like it was a first attempt, and it worked perfectly. And I guess that's why they keep up the show. It's kept up for 5 seasons. And if it's returning this year, that would be so good, man. That just makes it all the better to think that this could be another thing we can see coming. We could see up-and-coming wrestlers go into Tough Enough, come to NXT or whatever, be champion, get up to the main roster, do whatever they can. Because it's sort of different nowadays, but again, the talent pool is expanding rapidly in the WWE nowadays, and so it's definitely a very current subject that they could touch on. Nowadays, I think it would work pretty well. Okay, thank you guys for watching. This has been TV1 Tough Enough on the network, I'm guessing. If you have the network, you can go check it out in the original section. And let's hope they add more seasons in, because, well, just leave your comments down below. Discuss this with me. Very, very good show. I have no problems with it at all. It just presented itself wonderfully, and it was one of the most entertaining watches I've seen ever, really. Okay, so guys, that has been it for me. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, of course, like, comment, favorite below and on my channel. See you guys next time, and have a good day.